Hello everybody. Today we are going to go through some of the information that you're going to need to help pick your classes for next year. The goal is to understand the credits that are required for graduation, and we're also going to be highlighting our new courses and some changes to our current courses. We will help demonstrate how to complete your class selection form and help you understand the scheduling process and timeline that's coming up. Also, just a little heads up for next year, we're going to change a little bit how our counseling office works. Right now it's still Mrs. Royal's grades 9 through 10, Mrs. Mantz's grades 11 through 12. Next year, if your last name starts with A through L, you'll be with Mrs. Royal. If your last name starts with M through Z, you'll be with Mrs. Mantz.
Quick reminder about the earning credits in high school. You will be required to have 4 of every one of the core subject areas: English, Math, Science, and Social Studies, with the exception of current 9th graders. Your requirement will be 3 credits of Science and 3 credits of Social Studies. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes, but just to remind you, that's where you need to be. Fine Arts, you need a full credit, and that could be anything that's under the music, art, or photo department. So basically Miss Hansford, Mr. Seifert, Mr. O, or Mrs. Hager's classes. You can take any of those for Fine Arts. If you've not taken your health in the 8th grade, we offer it online here at the high school, and you would just come to us in guidance to get information about doing that. Total number of credits needed to graduate is 22. Make sure you use the provided transcript that we gave last week during Worry Up to check what classes you have taken or what you still need to take in order to meet your requirements. A quick reminder, in Social Studies, you must take American History, Government, and World History, or dual credit Western Civ, which counts as World History. So make sure you check your transcript, especially if you moved into Goshen. A lot of times schools do it in different orders, but those are required from the state, so make sure you have those covered. If you took classes in the 8th grade that were high school credits, such as Algebra 1 or Integrated Math 1, English, or so on, make sure you understand that was not to finish early and have an easy senior year. It's to take more advanced courses that can help with future plans and help better prepare you for your college or career. So make sure when you're picking classes next year, you're being real thoughtful and mindful of choosing courses to help better your future. A quick reminder about PE requirements. There's 3 options. You can take gym courses here in the day, you can participate in a summer PE camp, or you can complete a PE waiver, which is if the requirement is totally waived if you've done 2 seasons of a physical athletic or marching band sport. So make sure that you understand how that works. Concepts in Fitness and Wellness is a class that a lot of times kids confuse as a gym class, but it's actually a half-credit academic elective. So please don't count that as one of your gym courses if you took Concepts of Fitness and Wellness.
All right, we want to talk for a quick minute about how to use the transcript that you received last week. If you're a current 10th or 11th grader, you received your transcript. If you're a 9th grader, you did not, because you've only had 1 semester under your belt. So for our current 10th and 11th grade, make sure you use that transcript to look at things like your cumulative GPA versus your weighted versus your unweighted GPA on there. Remember, weighted means it takes into account those honors, AP, and dual credit classes that you've taken. The course history is an important part to get off of that transcript as well, so that way you're making sure to, number 1, not repeat courses that you've already taken, but also to make sure that you've met all the requirements that we just went over. Your end of course scores are on there as well, so that way you can make sure that you're meeting that graduation requirement in each of those categories. Pay close attention to those scores, as well as any ACT scores that are on there as well, that can help you making your choices about dual credit classes that we offer. Your attendance is also marked on these transcripts, and remember, these transcripts travel with you after high school, either to college or to your employment, so keeping in mind that those are reflected for the rest of your future is a really good idea to make sure that you're making good choices. The honors diploma requirements are something we want to cover really quickly as well. These, if you want more details about these are also in the course book, or you can come down and ask us questions and guidance. Keep in mind that earning an honors diploma is actually one of the graduation pathways that students can choose for the current class of 2023, the current freshmen. So this is a good option if you're looking towards some graduation requirements to meet. Things that you'll need to make sure of for the current freshmen: the honors diploma requires 4 science, 4 English, 4 social studies, and 4 math. That's easy for our current 10th and 11th graders because that's a graduation requirement, but because that's changed for you guys and you only have to have 3 social studies and 3 science, keep in mind that that may be the minimum for graduation, but you have to have 4 for the honors diploma. If you have questions about how this works, make sure you come and see us in guidance.
All right, so a quick reminder of AP courses and honors courses and how they are weighted. If you're taking an advanced placement course, which is a college level course, you'll be taking an AP test at the end, and we offer many of those classes here at Goshen. You get a full extra weight on your GPA. So normally you would get 4 points for an A, 3 points for a B on a regular level class. But when you take AP, you get 5 points for an A, 4 points for a B. So it helps boost your GPA and give you basically like a reward for taking a more rigorous course. Same with honors. Honors, you get a half weight. So an A is 4.5 on your GPA, a B is 3.5, and so on. And again, it's just rewarding you for taking more rigorous courses. When you have also opportunities to take dual credit courses, which again are also a full weighted class, just like an AP, because it is a college level course tied to a local university. We again offer many of those selections here, and you can read those in the course book. You can have potential to earn dual credits, but you don't necessarily have to if you're in there and you don't either choose to do it for college credit, or you don't place. You can still stay in the course and receive high school credit for that, and still get the options of the benefit of a more rigorous course. Make sure you look at your transcript for your ACT score, because that's going to really help you decide if this is the right placement for you a little bit early on. So college readiness scores for that: English, you should have a minimum of 18, math 22, and reading 22. That's what they consider college ready. So if you have those scores, you're more than likely to do pretty well in a dual credit course. If you have not signed up for the ACT or have not taken it yet and you're a current freshman or sophomore, potentially going into dual credits, please make sure you consider taking that test in April. There will be deadlines for colleges that you have to follow that are not tied to Goshen High School, so it's going to be important to remember that as you're selecting these, because you cannot easily move and drop these types of courses. So just make sure you understand it's a little bit different than an AP course.
The next type of course that we want to talk about are our courses with industry recognized credentials. And as you can see from this list, we have quite a few options for courses that offer these kind of credentials. There are many benefits to earning an industry recognized credential while in high school. Earning these allows you to learn more deeply by practicing and applying your knowledge through work and employment experiences. Workplace expectations are learned in terms of professional or soft skills needed for employment, as well as learning about career pathways and what the labor market for particular occupations looks like with the day-to-day tasks. Earning an industry recognized credential increases your employment opportunities upon graduation. It also provides a pathway for graduation, so please keep these courses in mind, as if you're to earn 12 points in the same area, that's actually one of the graduation pathways. One thing that we want to highlight from this list is our EMT course that is for seniors only, and it's a little bit different next year. We're actually going to have it more as an exploratory EMT and fire program. It will be offered during 7th bell, and students will attend class 2 to 3 days per week, with some of those times being spent actually at the firehouse in Goshen. The other days per week you will actually have early release. At the end of the program, you will have the opportunity to earn a 12-point credential program that is for pre-EMT certification that helps you prepare for an EMT course. And then there's also the potential in the spring to do an evening EMT class that will get you the EMT certification when you complete that course, and then the potential for employment at the Goshen Fire Department. Some other new courses that we have for this year. First one is our dual credit English Composition 2. There's actually a change. Your class selection form has it marked as a year-long class, but it is actually only 1 semester. So please make that change on your class selection form and make sure that you pick another semester course to fill in that empty spot. Numbers 2 through 5 are actually new senior-only English elective courses, and you take these in place of the traditional English 4. So if you are planning on doing a traditional English 4 class, you will actually pick 2 of these 4 classes, since they're semester classes only, and that way that will meet that full English requirement that you need. Number 6 is our leadership class, and this is a new course that's actually going to be tied to our JA program. So if you have done JA in the past, or you're interested in participating in JA in the future, then this is a great class to take. Career Explorations is for grades 10 through 12, and it's exactly as it sounds like. You'll actually use some different programs and some different research to look at current careers that are available, as well as ones that fit your interests and your personality. The number 8 is Dual Credit Introduction to Education, which again is a new course that we're offering for 11th and 12th grade only. If you are potentially thinking about being a teacher, this would be a great class for you to take. A little reminder here, it is only a every other year course offering, so if you're going to be a junior, make sure you select it for next year, as it will not be available your senior year since it's every other year. Number 9 is our carpentry class. Formerly we called this Woods 3. And then lastly is a change to our dual credit chemistry class. It used to be a year-long course. Now it will actually be a 1-semester course, and then you have the option of taking Honors Chemistry 2 for the 2nd semester. If you're planning on doing AP Chemistry senior year, then you will want to do both, the dual credit chemistry 1st semester and the Honors Chemistry 2 2nd semester, as it prepares you for the math that's required.
Again, I already highlighted, but make sure in that little box down there at the bottom that you have teacher recommendation signatures there for these elective courses that need those. Lastly, make sure that you understand that you're picking a full slate of classes to fill up 7 bells of your day. All students must select a full schedule for 7 bells, which could include a study hall and or early release or late arrival for students, or for seniors, I should say. Just because you've met the minimum requirements for credits to graduate does not mean that you won't take 7 full bells. We get this question a lot. The benefit is to be able to select classes that are interesting or beneficial to your future once you've met your minimum required to graduate. This could include more advanced level courses, which allow you to leave high school with significant amount of college credits already completed, or it could give you an opportunity to try new electives that might trigger an interest in a field you didn't even realize you had interest in. So in other words, you're here all day, so make sure you take advantage of all the opportunities we have to offer. And then lastly, on the bottom right hand side, there is an alternate spot where you'll write down some alternate selections that could use as a second choice if your first choices are not available or cannot work in your schedule. These are very important to do, so that way you still get placed in courses that you will be able to finish out and you'll be interested in when you go into next year, since there are no schedule changes.
The last part that we wanted to talk about today is the scheduling process and timeline. Last week and today, so February 12th and the 19th, is when we expect you guys to look over the course registration book. Remember, we sent you a link in your email directly to that course book so that you can look at these descriptions. Refer to your transcript, refer to your course history, your ACT scores, talk with your parents, talk with your teachers, and make your course selections accordingly. Please make sure that these class selection forms are completely filled out. That means you have all your core classes circled on the front, you have all of your electives circled on the back to fill a 7-bell day, and you have your alternate courses selected. When you are called down for online scheduling, you must have these forms in hand and completed, and if you do not, you will be sent back to class and you will have to do them on a makeup day later on. The expectation is for you to have them finished when you are called down, which would be for 11th graders. That's Monday, February 24th is when you will enter your courses. Sophomores is Tuesday, February 25th, and current freshmen is Wednesday, February 26th. You will enter your courses online here at school in our computer lab. As a final reminder, if you have any remaining questions after this presentation and after you talk with your parents and with your teachers, please know that you can come down to the guidance office and fill out one of the I want to see my guidance counselor forms, and then we'll call you down as soon as possible. And you can also send us an email with any of your questions. Thank you all, and please make sure you're making good decisions on these courses.